So you're thinking about getting an MBA and you're interested in thinking about US-based programs, which are generally top tier, and also global programs, which can give amazing insight, perspective, and opportunities to see the world. We think you should look at both. And here we've separated out our top 10 global MBA programs for consulting. Hi, I'm Jenny Rae, the Managing Director of Management Consulted, and I'm a former Bain consultant as well as a Columbia Business School MBA. I didn't go to get my MBA because I wanted to go into consulting, because I actually did it beforehand. But one of the things that I was thinking about when I picked my MBA program was what kind of international exposure it would give me. And I looked at a number of both US and international programs. So let me walk through our list of the top 10 programs. Number one, pretty unequivocally, is INSEAD. INSEAD has 3 campuses and programs in France, Singapore, and Abu Dhabi. And really, it has both a sterling international reputation, in part because it has a requirement that you speak a second language when you go there. So everyone is bilingual, pretty incredible. But it has an accelerated 10-month MBA program, which is one of the top global experiences in the education world. INSEAD is included in many top lists of programs, regardless of the fact that it is global and not US based. And MBB firms are big recruiters at INSEAD. McKinsey leads the pack, but the other MBB firms focus on that. So for any offices really outside of the US, and even for some inside US positions, INSEAD is going to be great. One of the challenges of INSEAD is that its 10-month popular program is considered to be a little bit out of sync with standard recruiting processes at other firms and organizations. And you don't have the opportunity to do an internship like you would in other places. So if you're going to choose either one of the other programs or think about other schools, that is at least something to factor in. But overall, INSEAD places a lot of people and does a great job at preparing their students for consulting. Second on our list is London Business School. London Business School is a very, very strong program in the UK. And in addition, London Business School is really focused on a shorter term process, but they have a pipeline for internships and for full-time. London Business School has the prestigious location of being in London, which is one of the consulting hubs of the world. And it's compared to INSEAD and Fontainebleau, it has a very, very powerful alumni network that's right at a just metro right away inside London. The third is the Cambridge Judge Business School. Now, Cambridge Judge is a top-ranked business school, but even though it's a top MBA program, it's even higher because of its focus on consulting, because it has a very strong financial services reputation, but it has a very, very, very intimate classroom environment where students are supported throughout their entire career prep process. The other schools on our list have a very different kind of program, something not quite as large. And a lot of the starting base salaries are really high for students that come from Cambridge Judge. HKUST in France is a top program, and we love going to HKUST. It's one of our favorite programs to go visit because it's really out in the middle of nowhere, which creates an incredible opportunity for students to get to know each other. And there are a lot of firms that hire from HKUST, but most notably, they have a broad set of consulting firms and internal strategy practices where they prepare you for the case interview and then work with you through that. Oxford Saïd's Business School is another really top program in the UK, and Oxford is a really top program overall. But about 95% of the class recently came from outside the United Kingdom. So out of all of the schools that are on our list, they're really probably the most global program that we talk about because they have so many people coming from so many different places. One of the challenges that brings is supporting students that are interested in going back to their home countries, or supporting a lot of foreign students that are interested in staying in the UK for the MBB process. But they do an amazing job. The next one is the Rotman School of Management in Canada. Rotman is a top program. It's actually a little bit larger than some of our other programs that we talked about. And because of this large focus and a very clear prestige differentiator over other top MBA programs in Canada. Rotman does a great job of placing into the top MBB programs and the Big Four inside the Toronto offices and inside other focuses for Toronto Consulting, for Vancouver Consulting, for Montreal Consulting, etc. Next on our list is ESA in Spain. Now, ESA sends a lot of students to consulting, and they are considered to be a partner school to Harvard Business School with a case method in the classroom. So students are very fluid in discussing their abilities when they're talking about doing powerful resourcing overall. And they have a really strong training program for students that go through the consulting prep process. However, some of the methodology is a little bit out there. They focus on really creative structures, which sometimes don't fit quite in the same way with the standard consulting firms. So ESA in Spain, in Barcelona, has gone through a lot of unique changes to address the global consulting recruiting process. Next on our list is ESADE, also in Spain, and it's a top program globally. I think one of the challenges of being in Spain in general is just that the Spanish market for consulting is not nearly as large as, for example, the UK market. So that's one of the reasons why these schools fell a little further down on our list. ESADE really places an emphasis on flexibility in consulting, and its focus on management consulting as a prep process is a good focus for folks that are interested in going into it. Last but not least, we have a couple of Asian schools, which over time may very well disrupt some of the rest of the processes. But HKUST in China, in Hong Kong, is one of the key areas where students that are interested in getting MBA business training overseas are interested in going, especially if your interest is in placing in Asia afterwards, or if you come from Asia. It's really tailored at career professionals that want to change careers, and so they do a good job of supporting their professionals in going into consulting. And then finally on our list is NUS. NUS is a top MBA program, and specifically, again, focused on really great recruiting and also placement. Because Singapore is smaller, unlike some of our Spanish schools, that actually adds to its advantage, because students won't only find jobs in Singapore. They're going to find them all over Southeast Asia, all over Asia Pacific, all over EMEA and beyond. And because of its global nature, NUS does a really good job of preparing students for consulting. Overall, we have a lot of great schools that we feature that focus on their pathway into consulting. If you're a school who's interested in being featured for what you do to help students break into consulting, we'd love to help. We'd love to write an article about you, do a feature about you, and help with additional programming to help your students as well. So please reach out to us, team@managementconsulted.com. In addition, if you want more great content like this, follow us on social. Also, you can check out this channel, make sure you subscribe, and you can always find us on our website at managementconsulted.com.